Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. So today we are in this spot, a beautiful spot named Vanama Lake. It's near to Bangalore, in outskirts of Bangalore near Hosur. Those who want, you could check it out. It's such a beautiful spot. After some time you could see the other side of the video where my bike is standing, where Tequila is there. And it's seriously beautiful, guys. No one knows this place much. So before it gets viral, please do visit this place. And I'm in love with this place. I guess you'll be seeing the lake vlog soon in this channel. So do like, share and subscribe. Speaking about today's vlog, it is about our GS310 user review. Okay, sorry about the noise. There are few dogs over here. I'm not sure what they are barking about because I'm alone in this place. And yeah, speaking about today's vlog, it's the user review about my Tequila, about the BMW G310 GS, which I'm owning from past close to 2 years. And I've ridden approximately 16,000 kilometers, close to 16,000 kilometers. So I guess it's the right time to give a review about it, about the performance, about the comfort, and about the issues I faced and I'm still facing it right now. I'll explain you guys in detail in some time, obviously. Please don't skip the video, guys. In middle, I'll give many information which is like very useful. If you're about to buy this bike or any of the bikes, it will be great if you comment down below if you have any suggestions. Hey guys, so yeah, let's go directly to the video and review my Tequila. She's looking so beautiful, right? I just love her. I've split this video into categories like engine, performance, suspension and comfort, service cost and pros and cons. If you want any of the detailed review, then please watch the full content. It would be great. And yeah, the sun is like right opposite to me and I'm feeling so hot. It's scorching hot. Speaking about the engine, it is 313cc engine with 28 Nm of torque and approximately producing about 34 horsepower. So I feel it's enough for Indian roads. The performance is really good. If your main aim is touring and you want to do a comfortable touring, then I would highly recommend this bike in this segment. Easily it could go up to like 148 kilometers per hour. I've been up to there. I haven't tried after that. In 6th gear, around 4 to 5,000 RPM and 80 to 120. It's just like the bike becomes a beast in that portion. But apart from that, and you can't easily go in middle of a traffic because it's a huge bike. And the engine performance is really good. It is obviously a single cylinder 4-stroke engine and it's a water cooled engine. So if you want a separate review video of Tequila or the BMW G310 GS, do let me know. I'll do it soon and post it for you guys. Right now you can see a dog sitting down there. Obviously it's so hot over here and there's a shade of a bike in that side, so maybe it's sitting. Let it sleep in peace. So let's continue our work. And where was I? I was speaking about the performance. I'll not say like it is very aggressive. If you seriously want a very aggressive bike in this segment, then I would blindly recommend you the KTM Adventure. This one, it has a very good power. It's not like very aggressive, it is a bit aggressive. It has a very good power and the comfort is in the next level. So if you want a comfortable touring, a decent comfortable tourer, then you could opt this bike. It's a beautiful bike. It won't make you regret any of the time. Even while doing overtakes in the highway or even in the traffic, it never gives up. It produces the power which we need for the traffic while overtaking. So it's a pretty decent, good bike. So the next one I'm about to speak is the suspension and the comfort level. Comfort, I've already said you that it's the best comfortable bike in this segment, in the 310 or 350cc segment. So you can never find a bike as comfortable as this. This is a pretty good bike. The suspension, front it has a upside down fork suspension, and here it has a 10 preload adjustable suspension. I am currently kept it in the 3 as I have shown it in my previous suspension vlog, preload setting vlog. As stock it comes as 0. I'm so sorry about the wind noise if it's too much, because there is wind flowing by. You guys could easily travel at least 150 to 180 kilometers without having a stop. In this seat, it's a stock seat, and it's very comfortable, guys. Even if your back hurts, then you could saddle up. That is the advantage in adventure bikes. So you could travel long in this. It's absolutely fun for touring, right? So that is the real purpose of it. Our next topic is the service cost of this bike. And absolutely, buying a bike is very easy, but maintaining it is the most difficult part. So this bike is the same. Speaking about the service cost, the first service, it was around 1,000 kilometers, and it costed me around 6,500 bucks. And I had to install one USB, which was not given in the bike in stock. So that one USB from BMW costed me 5k, including the installation. So first service I paid around 11,000, including the USB. This bike actually has battery issue. Not only this bike, every bikes in this segment, the 310 segment from BMW, they have battery issues. I'm not sure from which vendor they are taking the batteries. This problem is there from the start, from when the bike got introduced, and still now it persists. I don't know why BMW didn't do anything about it, because they also know that all the bikes are facing this issue. Just imagine if you go to a hill station somewhere where BMW service center is not there and your bike doesn't start. So it's very difficult to push start this or jump start this bike. So for my safety, I have got a inflator with a jump starter device, which I paid around 8k. Maybe I'll put a review video on that soon. For the battery, so my battery had gone, and unfortunately I did not have the RSA. So for the battery, they claimed warranty, and I did not pay any of the cost for changing the battery, even not the service cost, obviously. So they changed the battery freely and gave it covered under warranty. So for the RSA, it costs around 9.5k per year, which includes towing free to the nearest service station, 2 or 3 days stay in a 3-star hotel, plus your ticket costs, they cover it up. So it's a pretty good RSA service. I feel 9.5k is fine for this bike, as you can't leave these kind of bikes in any mechanic shops wherever you get in hill station. It's very difficult, and the mechanism is completely different. Many of you guys would have thought that this bike is from TVS, because TVS and BMW collaborated and made this bike. Yeah, it's true that they have collaborated, but it's not true that the parts are from TVS, because as you know, the parts come from Germany for this bike. For all the bikes in BMW, the parts come from Germany and from BMW, and TVS assembles it here near Hosur. So it's just assembling from TVS, but all the parts are from BMW. So obviously the parts will be of high cost, and I felt that in my second service. So second service I had given around 9,000 kilometers, 9.5k kilometers, as I had planned another trip. So I couldn't wait for 10,000 kilometers to be done. So while I went for the second service, the coolant pump had malfunctioned. So they had to change it under warranty. The fuel pump was changed in warranty, but I had paid around 2,000 just for installing it. So yeah, the cost is in a heavier part. As I said, like buying a bike is easy, but maintaining it is very difficult. And don't think the service cost is too much. Second service I paid around 10.5k, that is 10,500 approximately, as I had to pay 2,000 extra for the coolant pump, as I said earlier. Don't think the service cost is too much, because other bikes, when you compare it, other bikes, you have to leave other bikes for full service around 5 to 6,000 kilometers, and it costs you around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees at least. So this bike, you need to give once in 10,000 kilometers like a car, same like a car. And once in 10,000 kilometers, you can spend approximately 7 to 8,000. For this bike, it's lesser than the other bikes when compared to two service costs and one service cost. In this bike, it is 10,000 kilometer once, and in other bikes, it is 5,000 to 6,000 kilometer once, the service intervals. And that is the two experience which I had, which I claimed warranty. One is for the battery and the other is for the coolant pump. And apart from that, till now, I haven't faced any issues, touch wood. So currently the coolant level is low and I booked for a service. It's next week. So I have to leave for a third service, and obviously I'll put a video on it, on a third service of Tequila, how much it costs, and I'll also post the bill in the video. Speaking about the comfort level also, like I've traveled in this bike to Pune, from Bangalore to Pune to Shirdi, and from Shirdi I just came in one shot to Bangalore, around 950 kilometers. I did not get much tired in this bike because the comfort level is like very good in this segment, and I would recommend this bike if you are searching a comfortable touring bike which is not very aggressive and which is like very comfortable. Coming to our conclusion, the last part is about pros and cons of this bike, which I feel. The pros which I feel is that you won't feel weight of this bike even when you're riding, because it's just 169 kgs, and the center of gravity, or I don't know what do they say, BMW has managed that pretty well, so that you will never feel the weight of the bike. Only when you drop it, you'll feel heavy to lift it up. One more pro is that obviously it gives me a mileage of 27 to 30 kilometers per liter. 27 it gives in city, and around 30-31 it gives me in highway. So it's actually very good in this segment. But there is a disadvantage in it, as the tank which you see over here, it's so big. Only the outer shell is so big. The inner tank is only 11 liters, which has 1 liter of reserve in it. So 11 liters, I feel it's low when you compare to other touring bikes. And the other pro is that in 6th gear, as I said, the sweet spot is from 80 to 120 kilometers per hour, and it's pretty good. So those are the pros of this bike. And cons, each of the part, right, which you see over here, it's very costly. So if you make a decision to get this bike, so be ready to have a backup of at least 10 or 20k in your bank account only for this bike for emergency purposes. As this tank which you see over here, or the side portion, if this will not break easily as it's hard fiber, but if this breaks, they'll not just change this part, they'll change the whole part, which will cost you around 1 lakh rupees. And the headlight, obviously, the headlight of this bike, if it breaks, touch wood, it should never happen like that. If it breaks, it costs around 40,000 rupees for a headlight alone. And the indicators which you see over here, the small indicators, these are the same indicators used in the BMW 1250 GS. For one indicator, a single indicator, it costs you around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, which is a con. Obviously, in this segment, 310cc segment, they could be giving a cheaper indicator lights. So all the parts in BMW obviously are in a higher side, but till now the bike has never made me feel that why did I buy this bike. I would appreciate Tequila for that. And one more con which I would say from BMW is that BMW won't give any of the accessories with this bike. The accessories which you see over here, the knuckle guard, the windshield, and these mud flaps, these two mud flaps, everything I have put it from my own money. BMW doesn't provide it in the stock bike. There are no mud guards in this bike when you buy it from the BMW dealership. So you have to put it extra, which obviously will cost you at least a minimum of 2k to 4k for each part of this bike, each part of the mud flap or any part of this bike. That's it, guys. Other than that, cons, I can't think of much. There's no much con about it. Yeah, the battery issue which I said still persists, and I'm not sure why BMW is not doing anything on it. If any one of you guys are from BMW Motorrad, please do something for it. The 310cc guys are seriously suffering for it. I don't know, like we are not sure when the bike will stop anywhere after turning it off. Whether it will start or not, we're not sure of that. So always, me particularly, I'm scared of it. If suppose I go to a hill station or a place like this where no one is there, if the bike didn't start, it is very difficult. It will be a very bad day for the riders, obviously. And if you are a solo traveler, it's very pretty worse. There is one more pro which I forgot. It's the tires. It's both pro and con. The cost of it is a con, but obviously it's an imported tire. So you have to give all the duty fee and all those stuffs. Till now, I have ridden around 16,000 kilometers, but still you could see a nice grip over there in the tires. I'm not sure if it's visible from far, but yeah, they have pretty more grip in it. It's the Metzeler's 2-inch tires. So the front tire is about 19 inches and the back one is 17. So it's a pretty good tire, but as I said, the con part is that the tires cost 30,000 rupees for a pair of these tires. So that is a con, but the tires are pretty good, I would say. And that's it, guys. Apart from these experiences, all other experiences are good, which I had with this bike. I would conclude this vlog by saying that if you guys are looking for a tourer in 300 or 350cc segment, an adventure tourer, which is not so aggressive, but a very comfortable bike, I would recommend this bike for you guys. You can just close your eyes and go blindly with this option. If you want a very aggressive bike, then I would recommend the KTM Adventure series. I believe you guys like this video, and I'm sorry for the wind noise. It's continuously coming over here. I'm not sure. We are standing near a lake, obviously. In short, in conclusion, the comfort is very good in this bike and gives a very good mileage. And the tires are pretty good. The performance is also good. It's not so aggressive. It is, but it is very good. And the con part, the tank is like 11 liters, which I had said earlier. And each of the part costs more as it comes directly from BMW. So you need to have at least 10 to 20k in your bank account as a deposit for when you own this bike. That's it, guys. I hope you like this vlog. And if you guys want to see more vlogs on bike reviews, any other bike reviews, obviously the V-Storm and the Gorilla 450, these vlogs will be coming next. And in between too, I'll go on many trips. I have planned many trips. So please do let me know in the comment section if you want me to review any of the bikes or any of the gadgets which I have currently. I would be more than happy to do it for you guys. And please do support, guys. I see many of you have not subscribed, but you do watch the videos. And we YouTubers do a lot of hard work to make a video and upload it. I hope you liked my vlog. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the video. This is Sachin signing off as a flower.